So, welcome to another stream, everyone. Um, Today we will be going through a weekly outlook. We will be checking out what's happening with the market, previous trades, which I didn't have a lot the past week. Had a few losses and I stepped back for the week to reevaluate. So yeah. So let's give it a couple of minutes to see who's gonna join us. Until then, let me just tell you that this is the last day for the 10% off on all evaluations at Breakout. So, if you want to get an evaluation at Breakout, this is the last day. Use code Laura at checkout. And if it's also a first time order, you're getting free access to the group depending on the evaluation you choose. So hit me up or open a ticket after you purchase the evaluation. All right. Now, let's go into higher time frame first. Let's start off with VWAP, sorry. By the way, regarding VWAP, as it seems, this indicator, a lot of people liked it. I mean, it's a pretty good indicator, VWAP indicator, pretty basic stuff. I'm also adding today, I'm working on adding historical sessions, so you can be only using VWAP for example, forming composites by just clicking on the volume profile. I'll explain within the Discord how to do that. So yeah, let's start off with higher time frame. So going into the daily chart, what do we know? We know that we have been trading into, let me get this level here. Okay, we have been trading above developing year VWAP, right? So what does that mean? As long as we're building momentum, we are heading towards the 2024 value area high, right? Which aligns with the developing year value area high. Now, as we can see here, we are building some sort of value. We are getting some stalling in price. We also, this single print right here, this gap, somewhat getting filled. I would like to see a move something like this for a full fill of the gap right before any downside, but as we can see on lower time frame as well, price is stalling a bit. We also got a lot of news coming in this week with housing for OMC, what else, PMI and all that stuff. So this will be probably a pretty volatile week. So our bullish line in the sand, our bullish invalidation of this idea, momentum getting built here, is basically at 74k. If we start losing 74k and we start trading below, we are trading back within the lower end of the band of the developing year value, right? And this could also be some sort of deviation into range highs, right? So if that happens, I'm expecting a rotation back towards 65k, right? And potentially lower, we'll see. But I would really like to see a move into here before this happens, right? Why is that? Because right here we're in the middle of nowhere. For me, higher time frame wise, we don't have any triggers to take any trades. So I would rather wait for the extreme, which is into 80, 81 to 83, 84K, right? Which happens also to be a POI based on price action, right? This is the lower end of this. This is the extreme basically of this move. And we do have a pretty nice POI all around that area, right? So we need to be patient enough in order to figure out exactly where and if price is going to go up here, where we're going to top out. All right, we do have some equal highs here, so at least I'm expecting a move higher. It could not happen and we could lose that level, but still we're getting some value getting built here. So for me right now, we just need to have patience, right, in terms of higher time frame. Now, going into quarterly value, similar to our yearly value, our bullish invalidation is basically losing 74.5, which is previous quarter VWAP, right? What does that mean? It means that if we're getting some momentum loss here, we need to be seeing price doing something like this, right? Losing that level, start trading below, flipping as resistance, and then going back down all the way towards 65K, right? The bullish scenario is to, of course, keep on going higher and higher. The developing quarter value is not valid yet after the first monthly close. But overall, we would like to see these lows holding, right? I mean, we could be sweeping them and still be bullish if we do something like this and reclaim above, right? So it all depends if we come down here, what we're going to do into that level, right? So one scenario is to sweep these lows, reclaim previous quarter VWAP, and keep on going higher. The other scenario is to form a bottom right around here, flip basically above 78 and keep on going higher, or to basically start trading below 75K or a move back towards 65. All right, now if we keep on going higher, the level that we're targeting is basically 84K. All right, it aligns perfectly with our yearly value area high, and it's a bit higher than the 2024 value area high. So all in all, that area is pretty important if we go up there. Now we're done with the quarterly value. Let's go into the monthly, which has been pretty important, and this week I think it's important as well, right? So going forward, as you can see, we have basically formed some sort of range here that we sort of swept these highs, right? We eventually swept these internal highs, and this was the trigger by itself. So if we're actually bullish, what we need to be doing here, in my opinion, is to, this is a nice POI as well. We do have an NPOC sitting right here. I'll show you later. Sweep these lows. Keep on holding structure, basically. Keep on holding structure. Reclaim above monthly value high as it happened here, right? Something like this, right? Or this, for example. Keep on holding above monthly value high and continue higher. This would be basically a nice range continuation play if we consider this as a sweep of the highs. What do we know on trends? Let's say we're on an uptrend. If we form a range and we sweep the highs first, and then the lows. This is a nice range continuation play. Why is that? Because we have taken out both sides, early shorts first, late longs next, and then we're going, right? So this would be the optimal scenario for bullishness. Now, the invalidation is basically to keep on trading below 76, 76 basically, lose 76, keep on trading below, have monthly value area high acting as resistance, which basically in 3 days or whatever that is, we're gonna be having a new previous monthly value, right? A new static value. So going forward, this level will be important if we start trading below to flip. If we don't, we're going back to the upcoming previous month VWAP. For now, it is just the monthly VWAP, and potentially for a full rotation towards 69k. All right. Now, thank you, Rectan Healing. Glad you like it. So yeah, this is the bearish scenario and the bullish going forward. Now, by the way, if you guys have any questions throughout the stream, drop them in the chat and I'll be going through them right when you ask or at the end of the stream. So, weekly value, which is also pretty important as well. Let me explain why. So, we kind of had a nice value being built here, right? Okay. We also had this monthly value right here, and as you can see on the open, we opened above our previous week value and now we're trading below. So going forward, previous week value area high is acting as resistance. So if we get up here, which is also, let's say, something like the value area high of this value right here, I will show you later on the chart. And this is also a single prints, a nice POI. If we come up here and we reject, this is a nice play targeting previous week VWAP, which happens to be also range lows of this mini range, right? So one play is shorts into 78.5 rejection. All right, if that happens, these lows are the target number one, and the next target is previous week value low at 76k. All right, which happens to be also the NPOC right around here that we have left behind. Now, the bull scenario is, of course, it wouldn't be ideal because leaving these lows behind is not the best. But if we start slow grinding above previous week value high, I'm looking for a move higher. First target being these highs, right? And second target being 81k, 83, 82, 83. Basically our higher time frame area. This happening is low probability in my opinion for now. So I will be focusing more on shorts if we keep on trading below. Now, for longs, the highest probability play in my opinion, one of the highest probability plays, is to long basically sweep of the lows, reclaim above previous week VWAP, for a long back into previous week value high, and potentially, if a slow grind forms here, target higher, right? Now, if this happens first, and this happens second, this is an A plus trade. If this happens first, and this happens second. Basically, we visit previous week value high after we visit previous week VWAP. This will be acting as resistance, right? So we need to pay attention what's happening here. More attention, basically. So this is the one A plus bullish scenario. The other A plus bullish scenario is bouncing off our POI here, which is basically previous week value area low. So if we get something like this down here, it would be absolutely perfect as well. All right, so getting a low here or here is good. Both scenarios are good. I'd rather get I'd rather both of them. Both are good because this is rejection of value, right? If we get a bounce here, and this is filling out inefficiencies. So both are good in my opinion. And of course, followed by a slow grind above previous week VWAP and previous week value high. All right. What about longing current bullish POS 77.7? Yeah. I'm not a fan of this setup. I'll explain why. So, my friend Argyle is talking about something like this, a POI here, okay. Possibly on the lower time frame, that's a play, right? But you need to be really reactionary in order to, you know, if the trade is not going your way. I mean, I would preferably long if we get a break of structure here, right? Because okay, I see that it is making a higher low, but if it doesn't break the highs here, it's not pretty valid. But going into our POI, previous week value high, you need to be reactionary in order to take profit potentially for whatever that is, 1-2 hour. I mean, if you get a trade here, stops into the low, yeah, 1.5. So yeah, is it really worth it, a trade like that? For me, not really. Just because we also got these lows sitting below and we have untapped previous week VWAP, so I'd rather wait a bit to get either a short here or a long on a sweep here. Is it clear? I see the setup, but it's not a high probability play for me. All right, now perfect. Going into TPO. So for a bit, I'm gonna be using MMT, by the way, which they have done a pretty good job with TPO and flow. They still need to work on some stuff, but it's a pretty good. By the way, this template is from my friend Peter Mink. Search him on Twitter. He has it for free. So going into here, as we can see, wait, TypeXalt has a question. Is there any priorities important between like 3D comps and weekly monthly value? Is one stronger than another? Well, it depends on the time frame, right? So for example, weekly and monthly value is important on higher time frame. The 3-day composite is important, for example, let's say on the lower time frame, 5-minute chart. For me, right here, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 days of overlapping value. Should I add this one as well? Let's see. I think we could add it, right? Yeah, let's see how it looks without it. Kinda looks better. It's yeah, 78.1 and 77.4. So let's get this on the chart. So before I get this on the chart, the inefficiency I'm talking about, the NPOC, is right here, 75.8 roughly. Right, so shouldn't this inefficiency get cleared out first? I think it should. Right. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Possibly get acceptance. I draw here. Get acceptance below here. Or a move towards this NPOC. Right. Yeah, having the value up here or down here, it's basically, it doesn't matter a lot, because 78.2, 78.170, whatever that is, similar levels. So roughly, I'm gonna take it into the chart here. Yeah, okay. This might be better actually. Okay, so we do have value high. Where is value high and value low? Okay, so we do have our 4-day composite right here, along with our previous week value, right? So some levels here. First of all, the NPOC that we cleared out is gone. Right, so let's get rid of this. Now, some levels. 4-day composite value high. So even if we get here and we start slow grinding on lower time frame, the invalidation is basically getting acceptance below 78.2. If we get that, then a move back into the lows is valid. Right now we're bouncing off the value area low, but if we get a move up here and keep on trading above lower time frame, we need to be trading above 78.2 for this to be a slow grind. So yeah, this composite, I answering also type BXalt question. This composite right here is less important for me, just because we have really close the previous week value, right? So yeah, I will be basically focusing on this more than this level. All right, so let's get rid of it for now. So I think the plays for now are pretty clear. Now going forward, shorts into rejections here for a move back in, for a move into previous week VWAP, longs into a sweep and reclaim above previous week VWAP. If this gets followed by a slow grind above previous week value high, we're holding low longs and targeting much higher. And if we lose that level, for now, we're targeting the NPOC / previous week value low. Right. If we get that, another play would be longs into here, with the possibility of this being a nice higher time frame low. The invalidation of all of these setups, I mean of the bullish bias, because I still have a bullish bias higher time frame, lower time frame we're just playing rotations, is to lose 74.5, let's say roughly 75k. All right, if we lose that level, all of these ideas are over, in my opinion. We've got some poor lows here as well, So this would be a really big distribution if something like this forms, and we could be targeting much lower. Okay, I see the waiting for doesn't break. Yeah, I mean, I execute this based on structure, not only on, you know, the composite. So for example, if up here, let's say we have the composite value high a bit lower, and if up here we form something like a distribution, an over under a break of structure here, lower highs, etc., I won't wait for acceptance back the 4-day composite value high, because we do have rejection here. So you need to be aware of what is happening in terms of price action and flow as well. Or for example, if you see a lot of longs aping up here and getting momentum loss or whatever, on a breakdown you can ape shorts. I mean, even if that's acceptance below your composite, you're basically here getting the confirmation, right? Up here on the weakness or the momentum loss, you're getting the trigger, right? The confirmation then comes from acceptance back into your composite or your value, right? Now, I think that's pretty much it for the week, but I think we covered everything. Questions or any alts you guys want me to take a look at? In terms of trades, I did get a couple of losses. I got this trade stop break even here. Let me go through it. Yeah, this idea was basically something like a sweep of these highs. This was on Friday, yeah. Sweep of these highs into some sort of distribution forming. I placed my stop break even pretty early. Eventually we got the move towards the lows. It is what it is. Then I got caught into some pretty bad trades. Right, I was shorting uptrend, and I got 3 losses in a row, and that was it for me for the week. I didn't have a lot of clean triggers to trade, honestly. So yeah, last week for me was not the best if you compare it to 2 weeks ago. So yeah, how would you look at Solvable's notebook to make confluence if you do use that? I don't. I know, a lot of people are using it. I just don't. I mean, in terms of sell walls, if you get a big sell wall, the only thing I can say to you is that look at this. You're getting a lot of shorts coming into here. So if this keep on coming and you don't get absorption and acceptance above this wall, this is basically a nice confluence for your trade. But yeah, I don't use a lot order books at all. Basically, I only use open interest, delta, footprints. That's pretty much it. Let's go into Ethereum. Ethereum higher time frame. Okay, in terms of higher time frame, Ethereum, we are trading. What the hell are these? We are trading above previous year VWAP and developing year VWAP and above previous year value low. So the invalidation of that sort of uptrend here is to get acceptance below here. If that happens, we're going back to the lows. 2.1k needs to be holding, basically. Now, going into previous quarter value, yeah, I think we shouldn't be getting a dip into 2.1k. Max we should be seeing is price trading towards here and then getting acceptance back above previous quarter view, right? We can also see that we are forming, that's not what I wanted. We are forming a composite here. We have formed a composite. Yep. So if you look at it, yeah, it has been trading within the composite. So if we get a dip here, even if we sweep these lows, we need to be reclaiming 2.3 ASAP for both higher time frame and lower time frame. Now, into the monthly value. Not gonna lie, this looks like we're accepting back within the monthly value. Opening, going into the new monthly open, close. These are the levels we will be paying attention into. Rejections here are bearish towards 2.2, 2.250. This play would be nice if we get a sweep and reclaim. Slow grind above 2.360, 370, and we're going much higher. Acceptance below 2.250. We're going into 2.1 roughly. So yeah, that's pretty much it on higher time frame. For the week, similar to BTC, we can see also a nice weekly composite forming here. 2-week composite. So yeah, roughly 2.380 to 2.290. So yeah, similar levels to this week, previous value. 2.3, this should be acting, okay, this play is nice. I'd rather getting this low protected and seeing a sweep with a reclaim above previous week value low and our major value for rotation towards the highs, or sweep here, not sweep, reject here, and we're staying rotation. Basically, we're playing rotations here, nothing really to make out of it. As you can see, we're just getting a bigger range. Bigger range, which looks like this for now. Right, so sweep, range lows, reclaim for a nice play. This is the only thing I would look at. Nothing really super actionable for Ethereum. Any other pairs you guys want to take a look at? Solana isn't looking that good. Hype. If this is a rejection, it looks bad because this might be a nice retap. And we'll be seeing a move towards 32. Yeah, this might be a nice short if this ends up as a rejection. I will be monitoring this. Could you look at Tau? Of course, Adam. Tau. Okay, you. I guess you're talking about higher time frame, right? So higher time frame wise, this looks like we have bearish momentum going on, and we will be seeing a move towards 200. All right, reclaims above 280 is a good play, but I do think this might be rejecting, right? Just because we rejected previous year value, this is not a good sign. So for further upside above 3.5, we need to be seeing a reclaim here first above 280 and move into 350, and then potentially more slow grind targeting for 420, 440. But yeah, to me, for now, this looks a bit bearish. Going into quarterly value, if this keeps on rejecting here and losing the level, we will be getting another flash into 200, 190. This short would be also nice. Sweep of these highs into developing quarter VWAP. So I would be looking basically for a sweep into here, alerts into 270, 275. And yeah, if we flip that, of course, we will be trading towards 310, which is also the extreme POI. Not much to say about the lower time frame. Yeah, not much to say about it. No fixed rule bet. So when do you start giving bars to developing VWAP and VA, for example? When do you give more bars? Let's say Tuesday. Yeah, there's no fixed rule. It depends on each session. But yeah, you got to let a few days pass for the weekly value and a couple of weeks for the developing monthly value. Especially for the monthly value, I do like the first 10 days. After the first 10 days pass, I look at it. And for the quarterly, after the first month passes, I look at the developing quarterly value. Similar to the yearly, I let the first quarter to pass. All right. So we also got the New York Open. I don't think we will be getting anything today. I have alerts set at 78.4 and 77.2 for my levels. Nothing pretty much actionable for this day. So yeah, thank you a lot, sir. Made more videos more clear. I already trade on similar system. That's great, bro. That's great. Happy to hear that. So, if you guys don't have any other questions, last thing I want to do is remind you of the breakout, the last day that we have the 10% discount on breakout. So if you want to get funded, this is the right moment. Use code Laura checkout, get 10% off. I mean, this is value for money, right? 50k. I go with One Step Pro accounts, right? Because you have max drawdown at 5%. You get a much cheaper option rather than the One Step Classic. And you just have like 2% more to make. Possibly with a 50k or 100k, you can make decent money with them. Also with the 25k, I mean, with 25k, percentage wise, I have made the most. So it depends on your risk appetite. What will be your risk management on the Pro Firm account without 3% daily loss? So my rules are that I go with On a pro firm account, I always go with 1% risk. This should be the risk on all trades, and I'll allow myself to get 2% drawdown per day, right? So if you get two losses in a row, you're down for the day. I mean, if you get 5 losses in a row on breakout, you basically blow up the account. So the daily drawdown is there to protect you, basically. Also, Higher Trader is one of my go-to prop firms as well, another partner of me. They are basically similar to Breakout. They have similar rules. You also get 10% off with by using code LORE. And you get the option to choose between one-step account, two-step account at a very decent price. All right, so that's pretty much it for prop firms as well. If you guys don't have any other questions, I will be ending the stream here. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for Weekly Outlook. And the boys that are in the Discord, I'll see you tomorrow, same time for our daily session. All right. Have a good day, have a good week, and stay safe. Cheers.